Good morning and welcome to Petone Memorial Park for round 6 action in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership as Capital welcome the defending champions, the Canterbury United Pride. Stakes are pretty high. This is Capital's final game of the regular season, and defeat would see them unable to make the top 2 for the grand final in a fortnight. But a win for Capital today would take them to the top of the table and put them in pole position to feature in that final in 2 weeks' time. A win for Canterbury would not only eliminate Capital, but also give the Pride a great shot of making an 8th straight grand final. All to play for here today. I'm Jason Pine with Paul Eiffel alongside. A great pleasure to be bringing you this one. Let's have a look at the lineups. And 4 changes to the Capital side that beat Central 1-0 last weekend. In-come captain Katie Barrett, who plays her 50th game, Hope Gilchrist, Nina Kondo and Gemma Robertson, who makes her first start of the season, having come off the bench last weekend after recovering from a knee injury. Capital play a 3-box, 3 formation, 2 defensive midfielders and 2 playing further forward. For the Canterbury side, who come off the bye, just the one change to the team that beat Central 6-0 a fortnight ago. Alyssa Wynnum comes in for Lily Bray. The other 10 players all start for a 5th consecutive game. It is quite the astonishing consistency that Canterbury United Pride have managed to bring to the ISPS Women's Premiership in 2020-2021. So the 2 teams making their way out onto the playing surface here at Petone Memorial Park. Paul Eiffel is alongside today. And the first thing you notice, Eifs, is the wind from left to right as we look. How big a factor is it going to be?
Yeah, I think it's a big factor, to be honest. Played here a number of times and it's difficult. I think going with the wind, if you're starting, you've got to make sure you get a lead, because very hard to play out against the wind like this today.
All right, it'll become apparent to you as you watch the broadcast, but from left to right, the wind is blowing. It's a strong northerly, but, well, I guess it's the same for both sides. And as Ify just said, the team with the wind in the first half will certainly be looking to take advantage of it, and it looks as though it will be. Well, I guess we'll wait for the toss of the coin. They may turn around, but Canterbury have gone into the northern end of Petone Memorial Park. And it is Capital who have gone out to the right. That is the southern end. Our referees today, we can tell you, we're controlled by Harrison Cook. Alex Delberg is assistant referee number 1 with Connor Healy, AR number 2, and Simon Morris is the 4th official. Just such a big game for both of these 2 sides as the respective captains come together. A big day too for Katie Barrett. She missed last week, and that makes today her 50th appearance for Capital, and captaining the Canterbury United Pride, it is number 3, Rebecca Lake, who's been around for a while now. She's been in the New Zealand under-20 squad in the last couple of years and also plays for the Futsal Ferns, does Rebecca Lake. Katie Barrett's been a real servant to this side and someone, no doubt, who will relish the chance to play such a big game for her 50th.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice to play a game like this at home. I don't know if she missed last week with injury or it was contrived, but nice to get the job done. 50 games, and if you win today, big chance of making a grand final. So a really big game for her and the team.
Yep, big game for both sides as they complete their final preparations. Just the team huddles and a move towards the southern end for the Canterbury United Pride. So it will be Capital with the wind at their backs in this first half. Just to remind you of the 2 sides and the way they'll line up. For Capital in goal, it's Georgia Candy, Hope Gilchrist, Ellen Phibbs and Gemma Robertson are the back 3. Katie Barrett sits with Nina Kondo at the base of the midfield with Charlotte Wilford Carroll and Tui Dugan a bit further forward. Mickey Robertson, Kaylee Ward and Anna Green, the front 3. There was a bit of doubt over Anna Green pre-game, but she's taking her place for Canterbury. Una Foyle is the goalkeeper, Kate Taylor, Whitney Hepburn, Michaela Hunt and Rebecca Lake, the back 4. Gabby Rennie, Amelia Abbott and Lara Wall in midfield with Alyssa Wynnum, Brittany Lee Nicholson and Talia Herman-Watt, the front 3. We're underway here at Petone Memorial Park in, the Hutt Valley we'll call it, and Capital with the wind at their backs, attacking the goal to our right in the familiar gold and black for Wellington teams, and just as familiar, the red and black of the Canterbury United Pride, who will go into the face of this strong northerly in the first half. In a game that you have to win, Ify, and in a game when you've got the wind at your back, I know we've mentioned it a couple of times, how vigorously do you expect Capital to attack in the first half?
I think they need a lead. I think Canterbury are very strong. taking the shots from distance. You know, free kicks like this, test the keeper early. I'd be shooting from here, or at least putting it right on her and see how good she is. You've got Anna Green, I think, on the ball here. I'd be surprised if she does not take a shot here.
All right, let's see what happens. Anna Green, of course, vastly experienced football fern for many years, a lot of overseas experience back home now. And I know that Maya Vink and the coaching staff at Capital are delighted to have her back in the mix. Referee just making sure that the wall is back the requisite 10 yards. He takes them back a couple more. A couple of players gathered at the back for Capital as well, including Hope Gilchrist and Kaylee Ward, the Golden Boot leader so far. But I think you might be right, Ify. I think Anna Green might have eyes for goal here. Let's watch. She drives it along the carpet, didn't quite get the contact she was after, off a Canterbury United player and out for a throw. So she might have liked that one back.
Yeah, I think I think she scuffed that a little, but I think it's the right course of action. I think you've got to really test them early. They'll be trying to get this a long throw into the box here, get it into Kaylee Ward's feet if they can.
It is in towards Ward, and it's headed over the top of her by Kate Taylor, and out for what will be the first corner of the contest. Capital off the back of their 1-0 win over Central a week ago. It was a bit scratchy, and Maya Vink even admitted that after the game. Canterbury United have had the week off with the bye, so they've had the chance to refresh and reflect and steel themselves for the final stanza. So, corner to be taken by Green on the far side. Plenty of yellow and black to aim at, and unfortunately that's gone behind. So the wind there, I guess, is that's the double-edged sword. If you don't get the angles right, that sort of thing can happen.
Yeah, I think it takes a little bit of time to get used to. I would imagine in the next 5 or so minutes they'll have it worked out. It'll be difficult here for Canterbury to play out, really difficult.
They do like to play the ball out from the back, so as you say, I feel they'll have to be pretty precise in the way that they do that. They've just about got it out now, and then they'll go a bit longer up towards their front line. The likes of Talia Herman-Watt, Brittany Lee Nicholson have been really good attackers for the Pride so far this season. Wilfred Carroll with her first opportunity to get a foot on the ball, given away to Gabby Rennie. You don't want to be doing that, but it's Gemma Robertson stepping in. Interested to see Gemma as part of a back three. We know her more as a striker, but let's hold that thought, because there's a striker, Gabby Rennie, across the face of goal. It's going to come all the way across. Chance for the ball to be put back in by Lara Wall, cut out, and good defending in the end by Capital as they bring this one away. Chance now for a bit of a mini break on. Anna Green trying to stay on side on this on the far side, or rather Kaylee Ward on this near side. Touch off to Mickey Robertson, and that one's just a little bit too far ahead of its intended target. Tui Dugan still there though for Capital. Just the precision of the passing not quite there early on.
Yeah, I think the inclusion of Gemma Robertson at left centre back, I think, is for Gabby Rennie's pace. I think she matches well with Gemma's pretty quick herself. Maybe not quite as quick as Gabby, but I think that's what the thoughts are behind the coaching staff there of Capital Football.
Yeah, Gemma Robertson, 26 goals in the Central League during the winter for Wellington United as they once again claimed the W League title. Her sister Mickey was in that team as well, and Charlotte Wilfred Carroll. Now there's a bit of a mix-up here from Capital, and a chance early, and that one's been driven into the arm of Georgia Candy. Referee says that's okay. Well, a nervous moment there for the Capital side as there was a bit of a mix-up at the back, but no harm done, and ball out on this near side. Chance of perhaps a outside of the penalty area handball against Georgia Candy?
I think it did strike her hand, but I think it was down by her side, and I don't think she knew too much about it, so I think the refs probably got that one right.
So perhaps the wind helping Capital out on that occasion. If the wind had been going the other way, then maybe the shot would have been a little bit more of an attractive proposition. Here's Wilfred Carroll. Capital just trying to get into the game now through Kondo. Raiding up the left-hand side is Anna Green, but ball taken off her, and the Pride now with a chance to break themselves. Good run down this right-hand side, and a couple of players in the area for the Canterbury United Pride. They're going to find themselves with a shot on goal. They are. Really good block by Gilchrist as the shot came in from Lara Wall. Wall again in the action and gets the ball back for the Pride. And that one's going to roll across the byline is it? It's gone out eventually and will be a goal kick. So Lara Wall up and down for the Canterbury United Pride, nice and early. Good crowd in attendance here. They're staying sheltered from the wind over to our left, but good to see a number of locals turn up to watch their side. Nina Kondo at the base of midfield with Katie Barrett. Ball long now, and Ward's chasing after this one, the American striker. Not able to haul that one in. She's been a great addition. Kaylee Ward played for Waterside Karori during the Central League. I understand she was here last year, but international regulations prevented her from playing for Capital.
Yeah, really pleased that that's been changed, because I think, you know, a player of her ability needs to be playing. A lot of experience. She's been great in the W League this year, and it's really good to see her playing in our National League. 6
goals already for Kaylee Ward this ISPS Handa Women's Premiership season. She is the Golden Boot leader at the moment. Would love to add 1 or 2 more today, I'm sure. Ball played long for Brittany Lee Nicholson to chase. She's done well to keep that in, but eventually it has gone out off her for what will be a Capital United throw. Canterbury United are double defending champions. They've won 5 of the last 7 titles and played in every final for the last 7 seasons. They've established quite the legacy, have the Canterbury United Pride. Alana Gunn's done a great job with this team. And once again, they're challenging for the silverware. Here's Gemma Robertson looking to free up Anna Green. She seems to be moving okay for someone who was in doubt before the game. Into Ward. Good pass and well controlled. Looking for Robertson for the run. Kaylee Ward dropping deep to try and just hold on to that one and then release Mickey Robertson. You like the look of Mickey Robertson in that sort of right-hand side of the front 3 as well?
Yeah, I do. I think if you can get the ball into Kaylee Ward, she's very good at link-up play, gets hold of it really well, like you saw there. Probably the final pass is just not quite right at the moment, but if you can use Mickey Robertson's pace in behind that back 4, a definite opportunity for Capital.
The Pride come again, and that one was looking for the run of Wall, and now she'll get it again. Lara Wall coming across to try and slow her progress as Ellen Phibbs. The 2 number 4s together, good cross in, and Georgia Candy with the acrobatic save, the sharp and take a breath, but she held on to it okay.
No, big fan of Georgia Candy. I think she's a magnificent keeper. Very good again in the W League this year, and has looked very solid for Capital all season long.
She, of course, was part of that New Zealand under-17 side that went to the World Cup a couple of years ago. Didn't get a game with Anna Leet, obviously the first choice goalkeeper, but yeah, she's been really, really good for Capital. They've hardly let a goal in. You look at the goals they've conceded, just the 4 goals, and 3 of those were in one game. So defensively, Capital have been very good.
Yeah, been very solid, and again, I think, you know, a lot of that is down to her. She's a very good talker as well, but a decent back 3 in front of her obviously helps. But they've looked really solid all season, and obviously they've got the golden boot leader up top. So it's a rounded side this year.
Yeah, they'd love to get the win today to all but secure them a place in the final. It wouldn't do it mathematically. Northern Lights can still get to 13 points with 2 games left. A win today would take Capital to 13, and they would be done for the season. That's the intricacies of only having 7 teams in the league, is that you have the bye, obviously. So Capital will finish today. They can get to 13. Northern Lights would need to beat Central tomorrow and then Canterbury next week in order to get to 13. So it would be a tough ask for the Northern Lights, who've only had the 2 wins from 4 games so far this season. A win for Capital today, and they certainly would back themselves to be involved in the grand final in a fortnight. Canterbury United know what grand finals are all about. They look to build again now through the middle of the park. Shot by Rennie. Candy saw it coming. Gabby Rennie's always been a very, very potent attacker. She too part of that under-17 side we just talked about, and Amelia Abbott in 12 there for Canterbury, a player I know you've got big raps on as well, Ify.
Yeah, used to be in the academy, in my academy down south in Nelson. Trained with the boys and the men all the way through, and you know, more than held her own. So very tidy player. Looking to go to the University of America, I think, next year.
Ball comes across now. Lara Wall with an opportunity, and it's Mickey Robertson back doing good defensive work. It has gone behind for a corner, so good to see that Mickey Robertson isn't shirking the defensive responsibility. Lara Wall's been involved a lot early for Canterbury United up and down this left-hand side. She's another one who's been around for a while, played a little bit for Southern United, did Lara Wall, but with Canterbury United now. So the Pride have committed a number of players forward for this corner towards the near post and dealt with okay by Capital. It'll come back out though, and a chance for Nicholson to deliver again. Defending well, and then the shot comes in and along the carpet. It comes from Michaela Hunt. So never troubled Georgia Candy. In terms of the artificial pitch, I feel you play on them a lot these days. Obviously, it's not a rarity anymore. In fact, it's almost the rule rather than the exception. Petone Memorial, how do you find it?
Yeah, compared with others, not too bad at all. I think I've been pretty vocal about some of them. I think Canterbury is not good enough for our National League. I think the pitch that has been used by Waitakere is also not good enough. But this is Turf's go is pretty good, so pretty consistent. Yeah,
I was down in Canterbury last week, and it still throws up a lot of the little black rubbery bits, which I never think's a good sign.
No, you can't tell what the bounce is going to be, and I can't remember the last time I saw a really good passing game of football down at Canterbury, and maybe that suits them, but it's not a good look, I don't think.
Midfield battles going on now involving the likes of Herman Watt, who charges through the middle now, plays a ball into the path of a teammate. She's going to get a return pass. Capital back in numbers, and it was Gabby Rennie sniffing around Brittany Lee Nicholson as well. So Herman Watt and Nicholson and Wall and Rennie, they really do present a pretty obvious danger. Ball given away to Mickey Robertson. She's got Kaylee Ward ahead of her, and she's gone to an offside position, but she left the ball go. The shot just come in, and it's wide. So Kaylee Ward did really well there. She let the ball run through, didn't try and play for it. The flag went up. Referee did well to let play go on, but then the shot came in and just wide.
Excellent there from Ward and the referee, actually. I thought the referee was going to blow early, didn't. The ball's gone through to Dugan on her left side. Not a terrible finish, but probably should hit the target, to be honest.
So that was the result of the ball being given away by Canterbury United as they tried to play out from the back. Picked up again by Capital and charging through the middle, and the shot deflected behind for what will be a corner. Good run that time from Gemma Robertson. She's obviously got some attacking ability and unleashed from distance there. Another opportunity for a Capital corner. Green gets it early, slings it into the box, dealt with by Lake. Capital again through Wilfred Carroll, just misses her first touch, so they'll recalibrate out towards the right-hand side, will they? Falls to Wilfred Carroll again, rather fortuitously, and ball forward will roll harmlessly over the byline. So this is the first game of the weekend as far as round 6 is concerned. Southern play Waibop and Dunedin tomorrow, and then it's Northern Central at QBE. Once again, the Pride making hard work of getting the ball out from the back. Herman Watt involved and battling away, and that one's gone over the line for a Capital throw, which Gilchrist will come forward and take. So good pressure by Capital side. Wilfred Carroll, we know she's got a strong left foot. Can she make room for a shot? Instead, she frees it up for Kondo. Ball given away though. So there's a injured player for Canterbury United. Play goes on though. It might just be a case of her being winded. Here's Nicholson for the Pride. Over towards Rennie. Gabby Rennie. Robertson is there to try and close her down. She breezes past her. Rennie into the box. Chance for Nicholson, and in it goes from Brittany Lee Nicholson. Good work from Gabby Rennie on the far side. Ball into a pretty dangerous area, and Brittany Lee Nicholson applying the finish past Georgia Candy. 4th goal of the season for Nicholson now, and the Pride into a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, lovely finish. It was good build-up play. I think Gemma Robertson probably would think she could have headed that away. Skims off her head, and once Rennie's away, you're probably not catching her. It was actually a nice ball from Rennie. Could have taken the shot on herself, but picked out the centre forward. Nice little touch and an excellent finish into the corner.
So some work to do for Capital now as Brittany Lee Nicholson, the futsal fern and centre forward for Canterbury United, puts the Red and Blacks into a 1-0 lead. So Capital are going to have to come from behind. They'll do their best through Kaylee Ward, and she thinks that was a nick off the Canterbury United Pride defender. Makes the point to the assistant referee, not heeded. So 15 minutes gone here at Petone. And against the wind,
pretty
precious goal for the Pride.
Yeah, I think they've just dealt with the wind a little bit better, actually. It's played into their favour with the way that they keep the ball, keep it on the deck. 1 and 2 touch most of the time if they need to go long like they are here, and get quick runners in behind.
Yeah, Nicholson looking to latch on again, but dealt with well on that occasion by Alan Phibbs at the back for Capital. Yeah, that's the other thing with the wind, isn't it, is that you can often play a pass which, on a calm day would hold up for a striker. On a day like this, it'll just, especially on an artificial turf, will just roll away from you.
Yeah, I think we've seen that a couple of times from Capital, not quite getting the weight of the pass correct. And if you look at how many times they've given it away, I think that's the difference between the two sides at the moment. If they can keep it on the deck and get used to that, I think they have a real chance to get themselves back in the game.
They're going to try now through Wilfred Carroll. Is that going to run through to Kaylee Ward? It is. Kaylee Ward's got an opportunity to come in on goal. Is this the equaliser? Really good covering tackle there from Rebecca Lake. Kaylee Ward was showing her a clean set of heels. Lake getting back well, but Kaylee Ward showing just the danger that she presents.
Yeah, smart again. Let the ball run, but Rebecca Lake showed a great turn of pace to get back in. I think Capital need to get a little bit more support up to Kaylee a little bit quicker.
So corner from the right-hand side. Susanna Green's come across to take. Half a dozen gold and black shirts to aim at. Delivery's key, and obviously the wind has to be taken into account here as well. That's a better delivery into a really crowded 6-yard box. Headed away by Herman Watt, who gets a second bite at it, but it's going to roll all the way over to the far side for another corner. Wonder if Anna Green's going to head over and take this one. No, she's going to leave the responsibility to Nina Kondo. Wairarapa United player you know well?
Yeah, lived with me for a year actually last year, so I know her very well. Really good player, really nice kid, and has put in a decent ball there actually.
Still there for Capital. Wilfred Carroll couldn't quite get on the end of it, and a possibility of a half break here for the Pride. Nicholson's back, tidying up. This is Herman Watt. Drives it long. Furthest forward for Canterbury is Lara Wall, but mopped up okay by the other number 4, Alan Phibbs. Wilfred Carroll with the ball into the box. She was looking for the run of Dugan there, just a little bit far ahead of her. As far as getting players up in support, we know that Kaylee Ward's going to be there. We know that Mickey Robertson's going to be there. Is it the likes of Dugan and Wilfred Carroll who have to push on a bit further?
Yeah, I think if you've got the two at the base playing as your 2 6s, I think it's really important that Dugan and Carroll join in. Like I said, I think that's where they're lacking a little bit at the moment. It'd be nice to see if somebody's crossing, you're getting 3 or 4 in the box.
Ball down the line by Herman Watt. Wasn't quite where Lara Wall was expecting it. Those two have formed a good combination down the left-hand side for the Pride. Barrett's pass can't quite find Mickey Robertson. The two of them look at one another, not quite coming together in cohesive fashion for the home side.
Yeah, I think Barrett's giving the ball away a little bit too much. It's not, generally like her. She's pretty good. Struggling at the moment, but you need to get somebody like her in the game and controlling it for Capital.
Here's Kaylee Ward now, pushes it past a defender and sprints off afterwards, or after it rather. Michaela Hunt's going to come across and shepherd that one out, as is Una Foyle, the goalkeeper. Ball looked as though it might have gone out just in front of us, but referee and assistant referee allowed play to go on, despite the protests of the Pride. Yeah, Kaylee Ward certainly looking the most likely source of goals for the Capital side, as the Pride passed it out again. Again, it's not completed successfully. Gilchrist. Here's Katie Barrett now with a chance to perhaps make some attacking contributions. And towards Ward, cut out. Still there for Mickey Robertson. Cleared by the Pride. Up it goes towards the goal scorer, Nicholson. Well done again by Alan Phibbs, who's a very impressive looking centre back already in this game. Barrett plays it forward. Once again, it doesn't go where it was intended. I wonder whether the 50th game, the captaincy coming back into the side, just playing a bit on the mind of Katie Barrett?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you'd expect not, given that she's played that many games and she's that experienced, but I think it's been a little bit up and down at the moment. I mean, she showed a great little bit of turn of pace there, great cross into the box, and the next thing she's done is she's kicked it out again. So a little bit inconsistent, but knowing her pretty well, I think she'll get herself back into the game and and drive this team forward.
Kaylee Ward played that one forward. Mickey Robertson knew she was offside, so once again let it go, and Kaylee Ward had to chase after it herself, chase after her own pass. Here's Barrett in again, trying to dispossess a opposition player, and then half a cross, half a shot. We'll call it a shot, but Una Foyle dealing with it okay. Green on the far side, and Wilfred Carroll also sniffing around. So good to see some numbers forward for Capital. Phibbs again is in. She's been really good in the first 20 minutes or so of this one. Canterbury United with a 1-0 lead. Offside against Kaylee Ward, who had come back to try and play a pass. It's almost, but not quite for Capital.
Yeah, it has been. A lot of passes given away. Probably the final pass, not really too much of a test for the keeper at the minute. There's not been any strikes on goal of note. I think that was probably the first one there from Katie Barrett, which we're debating whether that was a cross or a shot. So I think they're pressing quite well, but it's what they do once they win it, and it's making that first pass stick.
Wilfred Carroll trying to win possession for her side, can't. Phibbs is in again for Capital. Barrett battling away in there, doing the dirty work in the middle of the park. Katie Barrett, the Capital captain, belted forward by Robertson, and that's just a bit too far ahead of Kaylee Ward. So the intent is there, absolutely no problem with the intent from Capital. The wind, they're starting to get the hang of, I think, but once again, just a bit too much weight on that pass from Vicky Robertson. Not the tallest, is she, but real nuggety player.
You got to get her in goal scoring positions. I think she scored 100 odd goals in 100 odd games in the W League, and I think if we can find a way to get her in those goal scoring positions, it's normally put in the back of the net.
Phibbs in again for Capital. This is Wilfred Carroll in the centre circle, looking for the run of Green. Nice little 1-2 she plays there with Dugan. Well, it would have been, but just a bit heavy on the touch from Tui Dugan, another Whited Upper United player in her second season with the Capital side. This is Abbott on the ball for the Pride, given away. Chance now perhaps for Wilfred Carroll to find Green, but the assistant almost put his flag up there and has put it up now. Maybe just waiting to see whether the ball would find its way through. It's probably better just to try anyway, to keep it on the deck, right? 100%.
You put it in the air and you put it at risk. It's as we've seen 3 or 4 times, little chipped balls are just running on at the moment. So if that was played to feet there, you're in a decent opportunity, in the final third of the pitch.
Speaking to Maya Vink during the week, the Capital coach, she grew up in Christchurch, attended university in Canterbury. She played with Alana Gunn, the Pride coach, for a season, and then was coached by her. Had 7 seasons playing for Canterbury, and then spent time as a technical analyst before heading overseas to do some coaching in the Netherlands and Vancouver, then back here. I know she was looking forward to seeing Alana Gunn again. She described her as Yoda to her Luke Skywalker, so it's a nice little analogy. Wilfred Carroll on the turn. That's probably the best opportunity for Capital in this first half, as Wilfred Carroll unleashed.
Yeah, nice strike there on the left-hand side. Nice little swivel as well. Nice to test the keeper, but we need a bit more of that.
So the play certainly in the last 10 minutes or so has been down at this end of the park, with Capital looking to take advantage of the wind and try and square the ledger. Brittany Lee Nicholson, the goal scorer for the Pride, that has them into a 1-0 lead. They'll look to try and come out again now through Herman Watt. That one has defeated Lara Wall over the sideline. Gilchrist wants to get going quickly. Robertson wants it. Wilfred Carroll looks to flick it on towards where she hoped a teammate might be. This is Nicholson, the goal scorer for the Pride, dropping back to do some of the donkey work. It's driven forward, lovely piece of control there. And a chance now perhaps for the ball to be played forward, and flag stays down on the far side as Ellen Phibbs comes across, falls to Rennie. She's going to get past Robertson again. She finds Nicholson. Gemma Robertson doing well at the second attempt to get back and make sure she wasn't beaten a second time. Good defensive work from Gemma Robertson, and perhaps a slightly unfamiliar position for her. Abbott. Here come Pride again. Opportunity here for Wynnum. It almost ran through for Nicholson, but just at the last moment, ball whipped away from her. Like the look of Alyssa Wynnum in 18. There's not much to her. She's looking to get the ball again now. the youngster. Here is Alyssa Wynnum looking up. She's going to have to drive this one into a pretty strong wind to get it across the face of the area. It goes down in the box. That has to be a penalty. That was only ever going to be one result there, and a penalty it was, as Katie Barrett brought down Alyssa Wynnum. You leaned back, Paul Eiffel. I think you knew that the spot kick was coming.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy one for the referee there. I think Kate, the minute you leave your feet there and dive in, it's what you want as a winger coming in from that position. And Wynnum's done very well there. Good feet, good turn of pace, and a stonewall penalty, unfortunately.
And it's going to be taken by Rebecca Lake. So referee just having a chat to Georgia Candy to make sure that she stays on her line. And a decisive moment in this game. The northerly wind blowing into the face of Pride captain Rebecca Lake as she attempts to double the advantage for her side. Referee just making sure everybody is outside the penalty area. So penalty won by Wynnum to be taken by Lake. Here is Rebecca Lake. And down the middle it goes. Georgia Candy went right, dived out of the way. So the Pride 2-0 ahead. Pretty decisive finish from Lake and a fairly dangerous looking lead for the Pride.
Yeah, I think they've been pretty decisive so far. Played into the wind very well. Good movement from the front two at the moment, making it very difficult for Capital. But all is not lost. How long we've got? A little while to go in this first half. I think they definitely need to get on the score sheet pretty quickly though to get themselves back in this game.
Absolutely, yeah. The Pride have taken their chances. A tidy finish from Nicholson early on. The good run from Wynnum to earn the penalty, slotted by Lake. So the Pride, who really have set the standard for the Women's National League in the last decade or so, have taken a firm grip on this game at 2-0. As you say, though, Ify, Capital have had chances. They really now need to score next. That probably goes without saying, and they probably need to do it before half-time. You wouldn't want to be turning around into the wind with a 2-goal deficit to try and make up. Ball played forward now towards Kaylee Ward. Can she get away from her defender? Can't. Ball was played into her, but dealt with by the retreating Canterbury United defence. Good defending by Michaela Hunt. Now player down, it might be one that needs a little bit of attention, so we'll have a bit of a break. So if you're Maya Vink, and if you're Katie Barrett and you're the leadership team in this Capital side, what are the messages you're trying to convey to the team?
I think having a little bit more composure on the ball. I think they've pressed, like I said, really well high up the pitch. It's that next pass. When you win it high up the pitch, it's very exciting, and it's taking a breath, finding a pass, and then all of a sudden something might open up. And I think the second point I'd probably make is getting bodies closer to Kaylee Ward. I think they've done it well, but it's a ball into Kaylee, and then she's got a lot of work to do to keep hold of that ball for a length of time, which is always difficult against a decent side like Canterbury. So, like I said, I don't think all is lost yet. I think they can definitely get themselves back in the game, but you've got to be aware of what's going on the other end, because I think if it goes 3-0, I think it's game over.
So the Pride are going to be down to 10 just for the moment. Well, there's a bit more attention given. Here is Kaylee Ward, ball at feet. Wilfred Carroll runs off her. That was the intended target, but the Pride can clear their lines okay there. Gilchrist, once again, Ward is the target. Once again, Wilfred Carroll makes the little run off her. Ward in a tight area. Can she win something for her side? Charlotte Wilfred Carroll looks to recycle through Barrett. And once again, the Pride come away with it. Phibbs. This is Herman Watt for the visitors. Mickey Robertson putting in the big ones to try and halt her progress. Talia Herman Watt. She's got away from Robertson and away from Barrett. She poked it through to Wynnum. Wynnum off on a run and tries to free up Lara Wall. Coming across Phibbs, and the two of them came together again, and there was almost a dangerous moment there where perhaps the referee might have shown a bit of interest.
Yeah, it was a little bit of deja vu. I leaned back again thinking that the tackle was going to come in, but she pulled out at the last minute, and it was a good decision to do so.
So Rebecca Lake back into the action, having received some treatment, 11 v 11 again. And play down on the far side, that was a foul, which the referee just waited to see whether there would be any advantage accrued. There wasn't. Foul on Anna Green. Half an hour gone here at Petone Memorial. Goals to Nicholson and Rebecca Lake from the penalty spot have the Pride into a 2-0 lead. A win here today would all but confirm Canterbury United's place as well in the grand final. It would take them to 12 points. They'd have their destiny in their own hands when they welcomed Northern next week. Ward with a ball over towards Green, who unfortunately can't get the right contact there either. Just not quite coming together for the Capital side in the first half hour here. Not a lot to do for Una Foyle really in goal for the Pride. Another chance for the Pride to break now as Gabby Rennie's off on a run. She's got wheels, Georgia Candy well aware. The sweeper-keeper role just so prevalent these days. Good to see her positional awareness there.
Yeah, did well. I think Gemma Robertson again was tracking Rennie's run, but nice to see Candy come out and deal with that threat.
Ball driven into towards the Capital area. Radar slightly off on that occasion. Good passing out by Capital, but the ball to Robertson, not quite what it could have been. Herman Watt steps in. She's done well, Talia Herman Watt, to keep that one in and hold on to the ball as well. Charlotte Wilford-Carroll says, I've had about enough of that. I'll come and take it off you. Is she fouled there? She may have been. Referee just wanted play to go on and he's decided that there was no foul. Here's Wynnum. Looks to free up Nicholson. Nicholson's one-on-one with Candy and pushes it wide. Another dangerous opportunity created by Alyssa Wynnum. Ball into Brittany Lee Nicholson, but she couldn't find the target that time.
That's a fantastic ball from Wynnum. Little reverse pass, little no-look pass. Great movement from the centre forward there. And Candy's done really well to narrow that angle, actually, because I thought that was going to be 3-0.
Ward comes deep to collect for the home side. Taken off her by Lake and also Wynnum, and then it's Lake who's fouled. She's only just come back on after receiving treatment and she's in the wars again. A rueful smile as she gets up. And she's going to be in charge of this free kick as well by the looks of things. Plenty of players committed forward for the Pride. They're not sitting on the 2-0 lead, that's for sure. Rebecca Lake just nursing her latest injury. So a third goal now, as you say, Ify would really be a bit of a nail in the coffin. The ball, of course, can often roll in windy conditions on the turf. Lake sizes it up. Dugan over there trying to clear for Capital. Ward coming forward to chase. Bit of a lone ranger at the moment. And Rennie watches that one over her head, over into Petone Memorial number 4. Capital looking for a goal that would give them a foothold back in this game. 10 minutes or so until half time for them to try and achieve that in the first half. Green trying to make some sort of progress down the left. This one's into Ward. I'll take another throw and make some more progress. This one's into Dugan. Tui Dugan again. She held on to that. She has done it well. Gemma Robertson. A Kondo. Mickey Robertson. Wilfred Carroll almost got in her way. Mickey Robertson again. She can't quite get the toe on the ball. It's almost but not quite for Mickey Robertson. Gilchrist wants to take it quickly into Charlotte Wilfred Carroll. Quick look around to scan for options. Gilchrist again. Wilfred Carroll again. Closed down quickly, so she switches play out to Gemma Robertson. Green. It's there again for Green, and that one will bounce end over end and behind. A bit more cohesion in the passing there, Ify.
Yeah, look, they're really difficult to break down. A team like this gets into a 2-0 lead, and you know they've been in this position a number of times over the last few years, so they probably fancy themselves to see it out, and they've been playing out quite nicely, as we've seen. I thought it would be a lot more difficult for them. They've made it look very easy.
They come again. Nicholson touches it off for Wynnum. Barrett's there ahead of her. Mickey Robertson can't drag that one in. Yeah, so Canterbury United so far this season. Have beaten Southern 4-1, then lost by the same score to Auckland, beat Waibop 4-2, and then put 6 past Central. So goal scoring's been good for them. 15 goals in their 4 games. Only Auckland have scored more. For Capital, a 1-1 draw with Northern, 5-0 win over Southern. They lost to Auckland 3-1, and then 1-0 wins over Waibop and Central. So the goals haven't flowed quite as freely for the Capital side. Only 9 in their 5 games to date. Maybe we're seeing a bit of evidence of that. And Kaylee Ward with 6. Nobody else has got more than 1 for the Capital side.
Yeah, obviously she's very reliant on Kaylee Ward. She's an excellent player, but I think you need to probably add a couple of goal scorers from midfield. And again, trying to get those 2 in support from the 10 positions and get numbers in the box. But hopefully, Capital can do that as this game wears on.
You compare that to the Pride. Rennie with 4. Lake has scored her 4th goal today, as has Nicholson. So 3 players with 4 goals, and you're not relying on one source necessarily. And if that source is able to be contained, as Kaylee Ward has been so far, then half the job's done, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can see there's goals in this Canterbury side from all over the park. But again, it comes from being together for so long. If you've been together, 4, 5, 6 years, you're going to be pretty cohesive, and they look the part at the moment.
They certainly do, and they continue to look that way. Nicholson can't quite get that out from under her feet, helped in by Wall. Kaylee Ward has had to drop right the way back into almost the defensive third to pick that one up, meaning there's no one really to aim at further forward. Here's Katie Barrett. Bit of space on the far side for Gemma Robertson. Well, there was until Gabby Rennie closed her down and fouled her. Quick apology from Gabby Rennie. She knew that she'd committed the foul. She's signed a letter of intent to join the Indiana University Women's Soccer Program. Gabby Rennie, I believe she was supposed to go this year until COVID hit. Has played at under 16, under 17 and under 20 level for New Zealand. And a member of that under 17 side we talked about before. Played all 6 games, as did Amelia Abbott in that tournament. Abbott and Rennie a big part of this Canterbury United side, and still so young as well, Ivy.
Oh, yeah, ridiculous when you look at that, the amount of games they've played. 2 very good players there, and Gabby Rennie would really suit the American college system. She's lightning quick, can get up and down all day long, and is pretty tidy on the ball too. So I expect her to go really well over there.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing how she goes at the University of Indiana. Set a foul on Wilfred Carroll. No, says the referee. Barrett tries to play it in to the front third. Can't find Dugan. Gilchrist gets that one away for Capital. Herman Watt has been prominent in the first half. Gilchrist volleys that one back. Hepburn with the header. And Whitney Hepburn again battling away. Mickey Robertson can't get that one in, and just the frustration starting to show on the face of Mickey Robertson. There's Wynnum, who's been really eye-catching. Gee, there's not much to her, and she takes some punishment, but man, she just keeps going, doesn't she?
Yeah, really, really tenacious. She's got really good feet, really good on the dribble. Really nice way of playing. The way she moves, I think, is what I'm trying to get at, and she finds herself in tight situations and seems to be able to squeeze her way out of there.
Tenacious is a great word. That's exactly what she has, Alyssa Wynnum. She's been a player who hasn't played as often as everybody else in this team. As we've mentioned a couple of times, it's pretty much been the same 11 every week for Canterbury United. Wynnum has come in on occasion. Lily Bray has played a little bit. Annalie Longo, who's on the bench today, has also had a game here and there. But yeah, like what I've seen from Alyssa Wynnum in this one. She might get an opportunity again here. Well, she know Barrett plays it forward, too far ahead of Kaylee Ward. Approaching the 40-minute mark here in Petone. The Pride comfortable at 2-0. Nicholson and Lake, the goal scorers. Can Capital find something before half-time to at least give them some confidence as they head to the sheds? Wilfred Carroll looking to find some space over on the far side. Kondo, nice, towards Gemma Robertson. Green an option out there. Dugan ahead of her, but Canterbury United, and that's Gabby Rennie doing some defensive work. She's given it away. Now a chance perhaps to get a ball into the area. Not able to do so, Dugan, but she battles away and battles away. Tui Dugan can't quite get it. And they'll pass it out through Hepburn. Just hasn't quite come together for Capital today in the front third. the Pride come again looking for a knockout blow before half-time. This is Nicholson, who's already scored 1 goal. And that has gone behind for a corner. So some defending to do late in the half for Capital, who have a player down now on the far side. Alana Gunn is up off her bench issuing instructions as we have a bit of a stoppage while the injury is tended to. Anna Green's gone across just to inquire on the health of the player. Didn't actually see who it was who went down. Might have been Dugan, was it, chasing back? The Pride have gathered in the penalty arc just to have a wee conference. They'll be very, very happy with the way things are going. So just to recap, if they were to get the 3 points today and go to 12 points, they would then welcome Northern to English Park next Sunday, win that, and they would be through. They would prevent Northern from getting the points they needed. Capital can't get any more after today, so yep, and it might even be that if Northern can't beat Central tomorrow, which they should, Canterbury might be through after the weekend, but it's more likely that Northern will beat Central tomorrow at QBE and then go down to Christchurch next weekend, and they'll have all to play for too. The Northern Lights haven't had the greatest of seasons, like I say, just the 2 wins from 4 games and only 9 goals scored, but they've been pretty good at the back too, only 4 goals conceded in their 4 games. So there's a lot of different layers to the teams and a lot of different scenarios still to play out.
Yeah, definitely. I've watched Northern. I thought they were pretty decent. In the 2 wins, they were certainly good enough. I think they'll comfortably beat Central. That's no disrespect to Central, but I think that's the way the league's going. So if this does go the way we expect, it will be a pretty decent game next weekend as well.
It was Ellen Phibbs actually who was down for Capital. She's now gone off, so it's only 10 to defend this corner for Capital at the moment. So some defending to do, and almost to the feet of Gabby Rennie. Didn't quite come down in the right position for her and hacked away by the Capital side. Ellen Phibbs is still receiving attention on the far side, so hopefully that's not something that's going to keep her out of the game for the rest of it. Looks as though they're signalling for a substitution to be made. They are. Looks like Ellen Phibbs isn't going to be able to continue, which is a real shame. Here's Wynnum into the area again. Alyssa Wynnum and Gemma Robertson at the feet of Georgia Candy, just taking no chances and putting it behind for a corner. But yeah, I think we've seen the last of Ellen Phibbs, which is a real shame. She's been excellent at the heart of Capital's defence, not just today, but all season. But I don't think she's going to play any further part.
Yeah, she had a fantastic season, leading on for the W League where she was great, but she's a real leader in that back 3, so she's definitely going to be missed today.
Another corner for the Pride as we approach half-time. Dangerous. Candy punches Wynnum with the shot, up and over, and in from Alyssa Wynnum. Well, that's called using the wind to your advantage, because with the wind behind you, that goes miles over the crossbar. Alyssa Wynnum, though, put it up into the wind. It held up and dropped under the crossbar, and in the shadows of half-time, the Pride take a 3-0 lead.
I think there, when Georgia Candy comes out, attacks the ball, I think somebody's got to make sure that they cover the goal. And didn't. I actually thought there was no chance of anybody being able to put it back in against the wind there, but Wynnum's having a fantastic game so far and probably gets the goal that she deserves.
Yeah, she certainly caught the eye. She won the penalty for the 2nd goal. She scores the 3rd herself, and it is a first goal of the season for Alyssa Wynnum. And the Pride, against the wind, against the home side, are now 3-0 ahead. Can Mickey Robertson at least try and do something before half-time? Into Kaylee Ward, trying the turn. Good pace from Robertson down the right. But the ball in, not able to be controlled by Kaylee Ward. Wow, it's almost the perfect first half from the Pride, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, again, going against the wind, I think they would have imagined if they could get in 0-0, maybe a goal ahead, they'd have absolutely taken that, and to be 3-0 up at half-time. And they've played well, it's not by accident. They've played some really good stuff. But Capital haven't been terrible either, and I still think if they can nick a goal, albeit against the run of play, it's still game on.
Yeah, you wonder whether perhaps they might even be better into the wind with the ball holding up for the likes of Robertson's pace to chase after. It's not going to run away from it. The same with Kaylee Ward.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be the case. I think maybe we misread the wind a little bit, but I suppose Capital will be feeling the same, because otherwise it's going to be a very long second half for them.
Gemma Robertson steps in to stop Gabby Rennie's progress. In the hands of the referees now as far as how many extra minutes to be played. We're just waiting for the fourth official to raise the board. He moves rather unhelpfully behind a pylon. So just wait and see how many minutes extra to play as Gabby Rennie goes again for the Pride. Candy keeps that one in.
They need the ball out.
They're going to make the change. Sarah Older is going to take the place of Ellen Phibbs if they can make that change before half-time. This one bounces almost over the top of Mickey Robertson and she tries to control it, but it's given away to Lara Wall. Away by Gilchrist. There's still only 10 players on for Capital. They haven't been able to make the change yet, so that's not ideal either as you're trying to defend. Rennie is up with their header. No power on it, though, towards Candy. You'd be throwing it out, wouldn't you, just to try and get the sub on? That message obviously hasn't gotten through to the Capital side. And once again, they're going to have to defend with reduced numbers. Here's Wynnum again, a real star in the first half. That one's taken off her, though, by Gemma Robertson. And now that's gone out, they will be able to make the sub. And it'll be Sarah Older coming on in 14 to replace the injured Ellen Phibbs. And a straight swap into the centre of the back three for Capital. Into the closing minutes of this first half at Petone Memorial. Crowd urging Capital to try and find a way back into this one. For the moment, though, they'll have to do some more defending to keep the scoreline at 3. That one's gone behind for a corner, so another set-piece situation for the home side to deal with. Brittany Lee Nicholson's gone across to take this one, already a goal scorer today. Once again, the Pride are committing plenty of players forward. They're not going to sit on a 3-0 lead. Good delivery by Nicholson. Candy doesn't come. It's over the top of everyone. Mickey Robertson takes it off the boot of Lara Wall. Well played by Mickey Robertson there as it's gone out for a goal kick. Check of the watch from the referee and the fourth official. And that'll be all she wrote in the first half. Referee Harrison Cook brings the first half to a close, and it's been a very satisfactory first half indeed for the Canterbury United Pride. They've come to Wellington full of intent and have been clinical out there today. Goals to Brittany Lee Nicholson, Rebecca Lake from the penalty spot, and Alyssa Wynnum late on have the Canterbury United Pride into a very, very comfortable half-time lead as they go to the break here at Memorial Park. Capital 0, Canterbury United Pride 3. Welcome back to Petone Memorial Park. Just about set for a start in the second half here as Capital Football try to find a way back into this game. 3-0 to Canterbury United at half-time. Noticed another change for a change for the Canterbury United side. Have we seen Emma Clark into the game in 2? Just on the right-hand side there, just wondering whether it's Kate Taylor who's come off. We'll keep an eye on that for you, but certainly Emma Clark into the game at the start of the second half for the Canterbury United Pride, who played an extremely efficient, in fact it's not Taylor, she's there in the middle. Hepburn is still there. Maybe Michaela Hunt. She was looked to have maybe picked up an injury in that first half, and it might be Michaela Hunt who has gone off for Canterbury United. We'll get confirmation of that for you. Capital really have no other option apart from to attack in the second half, try to get a goal back early and then see what transpires. But the way Canterbury United controlled the game in the first half and the intent they've come out with already in the second would suggest that's going to be quite difficult. Here's Wynnum. Ball played in now to Rennie. Rennie's in on goal early and deflected in. Well, Gabby Rennie early in the second half has, you'd have to think, put this game beyond reach now. Played in by Wynnum again, who was involved. Gabby Rennie in on the angle, and that's taken a wicket deflection to defeat Georgia Candy and put the Pride 4-0 ahead.
Yeah, another good move from the Pride there. Candy will be gutted, I think, with the deflection. I think she had it covered. Nasty one in the near post, which was unsavable in the end.
So Gabby Rennie, I think, will claim the goal. We'll give it to her for the meantime. She joins the goal scorers alongside Nicholson, Lake and Wynnum. And for Gabby Rennie, it's a 5th goal of the season now, which takes her just 1 behind Kaylee Ward in the Golden Boot race. Rena Hirano from Auckland also has 5 goals. Rennie up to 5 now, and 4 for Canterbury. So already you wonder whether this might become a little bit of an exercise in damage control for Capital, which is such a shame for them in what is now certain to be their final game of the season, even this early in the second half. I think we can call that. It's kind of hard to know how to approach this now at 4-0 down with still a half to play.
Yeah, it's the last game of the season. I think you've got to go out and keep giving everything. I think they're still, more than comfortable getting on the score sheet here, and you get one and you see where it takes you.
So Gabby Rennie's goal early in the second half, real boost in confidence again for Canterbury United, not as though they needed it, and this young lady doesn't need any confidence. Alyssa Wynnum, she's come out today and been an absolute star in this Pride side. She's going to chase after this one, and no doubt the game she's having, she'll haul it in, will she? Well, she just about has. Doesn't let it get her down for long though. Charges back into position. As we mentioned before, she's the one player out there in the starting 11 who hasn't started every game, but the way she's played today, you'd have to think she'll be a shoo-in to start next weekend against Northern and Christchurch. Hepburn has this one, looking for a way out. Whitney Hepburn's been around this team for a long time as well. First player to play 50 times for Canterbury United, Whitney Hepburn in 13. Just confirmation that it is Michaela Hunt who has gone off for the Pride, replaced at half-time by Emma Clark. Wynnum again to that strike and arm. Referee in close attendance reckons it's okay. We carry on. Kondo has it. Green. Sarah Older on for Ellen Phibbs after that injury late in the first half for Ellen Phibbs. Belted down the line by Green. Here's an opportunity for Kaylee Ward. Looking for a bit of support in the penalty area. None apparent at the moment. Now gets it from Green. First time ball into the area, and Robertson there couldn't quite deflect it goalwards. Good delivery from Anna Green though as she head up to support Kaylee Ward.
Much better from Capital there. Great ball in the first place from Anna Green, and a nice run from Kaylee Ward. Gets hold of it as she normally does. Brings Green back in again, and a great cross. Unlucky for Mickey Robertson at the near post.
Yeah, educated left foot from Anna Green. She's been around a long time and knows how to measure a cross. Mickey Robertson had made her way towards the near post, couldn't quite get the contact she was after to trouble foil and goal, but good to see the intent from Capital. They might have another opportunity here through Green to look to measure across again. No one had backed it. No one had backed it to get the cross in. Mickey Robertson hadn't made the run on that occasion. So a good delivery, unfortunately, not taken advantage of.
That's a great delivery, and I think if you've got Michaela Robertson going in the near, you need your 2 10s making the box again. And I think that's one thing. Obviously, it's the last game of the season, but I think if Maya's back for next year, that's something that they probably need to work on, getting those 10s into the box more often.
So that's Wilfred Carroll and Dugan who are playing in those advanced roles in what Maya Vink describes as a 3-box 3. So the box is 2 defensive midfielders, Barrett and Kondo today, and 2 attacking midfielders, or 10s as you'd call them, Ify, and Wilfred Carroll and Dugan. Here is Charlotte Wilfred Carroll looking for options. Green is the one she chose, but tried to thread a pass for Green to run onto, not quite on the same wavelength of 2 Capital players. So Alana Gunn still not content. She's up in the technical area, just explaining a couple of points to Gabby Rennie. I guess now you look around the league and you think to yourself, okay, well, who's going to stop the Canterbury United Pride from winning another championship? We'll get back to that in a second as Wynnum comes through again. Feeds Rennie. How's the wheels on Gabby Rennie? She's going to haul it in. Well done from Gabby Rennie. Well, she got there, couldn't quite get the cross in, but she can move. Wynnum with the weighted pass and Rennie trying to pull it back. This one's found its way through again to Nicholson. Gabby Rennie again in the action. Georgia Candy always saw that one coming. So you look at the table and you think, well, the most obvious team that's going to stop Canterbury are Auckland. 4 wins and a loss so far this season. Auckland, they have the bye this weekend before finishing their regular season away at Waibop next Sunday. So Auckland v Canterbury looks like the most likely grand final, does it?
Yeah, I think so. Canterbury have been strong all season, a number of seasons. I think Auckland do look very good this year, but I think if Canterbury play like this against anybody in this league, it's going to be hard work for whoever they're up against.
Yeah, hard work still to come for Capital, as Rennie again can't quite get the cross in that she wanted, but just the regularity with which Canterbury United are getting themselves advanced. And again, they will have the opportunity to do so through Herman Watt, who's herring off. Well done there by, was it Gemma Robertson on the right-hand side now. Of course, she switched because Older's come on the left, so Gemma Robertson now on the right-hand side of that back 3 with Hope Gilchrist taking the central role. So it's been a reshuffle there at the back for Capital, who now have a player down needing attention. Yeah, it's a real statement performance, isn't it, from Canterbury United? I mean, they have been good all season, and we've mentioned their games so far, but I think today's been their best 45 of the season, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's the best I've seen. They've been good from start to finish and moving the ball around very nicely. Their link-up play has been really good. The movement, like I said earlier, from the front 2 has been really good. And young Wynnum, who has not played too much, I think has really put in a statement and said, you know, pick me. I want to be playing in the final if we get there. So the weight of pass and the way she's moved around the park today, she's been top draw.
Yep, still full of energy and running as she looks to make herself an option for this latest throw. Instead, it goes to Lara Wall. And this time I think it's Wall who's gone down, so there might be another little stoppage here as she gets some treatment. So just to recap on the goal scorers today, Brittany Lee Nicholson opened the scoring after 15 minutes. Lovely pass from Gabby Rennie into her path to make it 1-0. It was Rebecca Lake with the penalty after 27 minutes, won by Wynnum when she was brought down by Katie Barrett. Wynnum herself scored just before half-time, and Gabby Rennie has made it forward just after the break. The Pride leading with a quartet of excellent goals here today. Capital still searching for their first of the contest. Kondo battling away and doing well in the middle of the park for Capital. Gilchrist will try and bring this one away. Alder can't find a pass to Green, and the frustration is starting to set in now. If it wasn't there already, it certainly is now. Anna Green just letting her frustration boil over a bit. She'll get in the action again. Whack this one forward. Ward manfully chases, as does Robertson. There in time is Rebecca Lake. She could see Robertson coming. She's got wheels as well. In fact, a 100-metre sprint between Mickey Robertson and Gabby Rennie would be a good contest.
Yeah, I think Mickey would get her over shorter. I think Gabby would come through later. I think she's a little bit more powerful. But certainly two very quick players that have looked pretty sharp today.
It does go without saying, but that pace can be such a weapon, can't it? And we've seen Mickey Robertson, you talked about her goal-scoring record, particularly at local league level. She just, defenders just can't live with her, can they?
Yeah, another level. I'll call it a pleasure of coaching against her in the last 3 years. But yeah, she's a nightmare for defenders and makes it very difficult. And the good thing about it is it's one thing having the pace, but being able to keep making those runs. Whether it's defensively when you're pressing or whether you're attacking, and she can do it on both ends, as can her sister actually. Gemma.
It's the thing with the pace is it means your defender can never have a moment to relax. It was apparent when Hamilton Wanderers played Canterbury in the men's last week with Derek Taiku, Tommy Semi. Anyone they play against can never have a moment's rest because they're just so quick. And
I think that's why they're going so well. They've got a pretty solid side. They've been together for a number of seasons under Ricky Herbert and now Kyle Herbert. And again, with that front three, like you said, you do not get a second. And they're always creating chances, nicking it so high up the pitch.
Anna Green makes way now for Danny Olsen. So Green's day is done, not the way she wanted her season to finish. It took her a while to come back from that injury. And another change as well for Canterbury United with Eleanor Firth into the action, replacing Amelia Abbott. Amelia Abbott as well is shortly about to embark on an overseas adventure to Texas University for the upcoming academic year. Nelson College for girls. You talked about Amelia Abbott as well as a player of the future. And at half time, you're making the point that there's a number of players out here who will have already and will go on to play for the Football Ferns, and a lot of them are wearing red and black out there.
Oh, it's a very good side, and I think a lot of them have already represented their country at junior levels, and I expect a lot of them will go on to play for the Ferns. And really, with the World Cup in 3 years' time, or just under 3 years' time now, a lot of these will be trying to put their hand up for that. So it's pretty exciting times for women's football in this country.
Yeah, and what a motivation as well to get the chance to play a World Cup on home soil, which the Football Ferns will have the opportunity to do in 2023 when New Zealand and Australia co-host the event. What an occasion that promises to be, and certainly expect to see a couple of these players involved. And I know we've gone on about her for a little bit, but Alyssa Wynnum might be someone who is worth keeping an eye on in the years ahead as well. So Eleanor Firth into the action for Amelia Abbott for the Pride. Olsen in for Green for Capital. And Danny Olsen looks to have pushed all the way up on the left-hand side, so that's a straight swap as well. She might get the first opportunity here. Ball doesn't find its way through, though, and the Pride have the chance to bring it out again. Rennie, always a willing runner. She's got herself into a bit of a cul-de-sac here, but she's got away from Alder. There's Gabby Rennie into Nicholson. Almost gets away from her defender. Hacked away, and there's another injury for, I think there might be Alder who's down there for Capital this time. So there's been the odd stoppage for injuries, and if Sarah Alder's no good here, then I believe the rule, and I checked this beforehand, is that there are 4 subs allowed in the women's ISPS Handa Premiership, so still some options. Nia Blackham is there for Maya Vink, perhaps to bring on, or Helena Errington. But Sarah Alder herself a substitute for Ellen Phibbs. Just in a bit of trouble here, having her, looks to be her right calf or ankle, looked at by physio Callum Law. How do you find injuries on the turf, Ivy? Do they tend to come more or less frequently on the turf compared to the grass, or is there really no difference?
At my age, there's no difference. They come walking to the turf or the grass. No, I don't think there's a difference. I think with the decent turfs these days, I don't think there's a difference. But again, I do worry about the turfs that I don't think are up to standard, and I think you see a lot of rolled ankles. If the turfs are a little bit bobbly, which we do have floating around this country, unfortunately, that we still use. But yeah, I think generally most of the turfs are pretty good. I look at my time in England. I never thought I'd play a game on turf ever, and coming out here, playing on some of the good ones, I'd actually prefer them over some of the grass pitches. So if you get a good one, you're okay. And this is pretty good here. So I don't think that's anything to do with the turf. I think she's just rolled an ankle there. Hopefully she's okay to continue.
Yeah, she's making her way to the sideline as Sarah Older out of the Wellington United club, another one from that very successful local club, another futsal Fern. She's just testing out that calf and that ankle, and no, they're going to make the change. So that's such a shame for Sarah Older, who, as we mentioned, had only just come into the game before half-time to replace Ellen Phibbs, and now she is going to be replaced herself by Helena Errington. So the subs coming thick and fast now, and here come Canterbury United again, looking to take advantage of what has become a numerical advantage for them while the sub is made. Lara Wall, ball back into the area. Georgia Candy, well, just for a second there, that looked like it might get away from her. Frustration on the face of Sarah Older as she takes a seat on the bench. And we just wait for the paperwork so that the sub can be made. As you say, Ivy, it's going to be Helena Errington out of the Western Suburbs Club into the action. Kaylee Ward now, gut-busting run to try and haul this one in. No real assistance for her there at the moment, but has done well to win the throw. Here comes young Helena Errington. She is very young into this game. Fine tradition at the Western Suburbs Club of promoting youngsters, of course, in both the men's and women's grades. That one has stayed in, has it? For the meantime, it has. It's good work by Gemma Robertson there, trying to...
Tui Dugan.
Oh, Tui Dugan, sorry, not Gemma Robertson. That was Tui Dugan. Now they'll make the change. Here comes Helena Errington. You know, I don't want to do Tui Dugan a disservice. When you do something good like that, you want to get the credit for it, eh? Don't you? You don't want an idiot like me calling you the wrong name. Errington on. Older off. Canterbury with the 4-0 lead. Here's Wynnum. Good feet again, but this time it's taken off her by Kondo. Good work by Nina Kondo. Chance for Errington to get into the action early. Can't. Pride have it again. Wynnum looks up. Looks to play the pass. Player looking to stay onside on the far side. And broken up by the Capital defence. Errington into the action. Barrett. Katie Barrett battling away in midfield. Taken off her by Hepburn. And foul. And there might be a talking to for Katie Barrett here. Her frustration boiling over just a little bit. This might be a last warning perhaps issued by referee Harrison Cook to Katie Barrett. And another change coming. In fact, two more changes. They're going to clear the bench down here. Lily Bray and Nicola Dominikovic both into the action for the Canterbury United Pride. So bench cleared just about, although Annalie Longo hasn't been given a chance, and that's all she wrote for Alyssa Wynnum. What a game she has had. She gets well-deserved congratulations on the bench, does Alyssa Wynnum. She's been just excellent. Really, really good today, the youngster, and gets the well-deserved hugs. And also taking a break is Lara Wall. So Wall and Wynnum off. Dominikovic and Bray into the action. Mickey Robertson showing that pace that we've talked about often today. Runs into a bit of a dead end on the far side there, but battling away as Wilfred Carroll goes to deck, and the acrobatics there doesn't come to anything, unfortunately, for Charlotte Wilfred Carroll. Hasn't quite gone her way today either. I guess for Alana Gunn, it's an opportunity to give some players a bit of game time as well. I mean, you never know when you're going to need players deep into a season, a chance to rest the legs of the likes of Lara Wall, and I'm sure Alyssa Wynnum doesn't need to have her legs rested, but chance to give some other players a bit of a taste of the action.
Yeah, really smart from Alana there. I think as the season goes on, they've had such a steady team, and you never know when injuries or suspensions are going to bite you. And I think if you can get minutes into people now, it will stand you in good stead come the final.
Nicola Dominicovic in 21, Canadian player for Canterbury United. Her appearances have been mainly off the bench. In fact, she's come off the bench in every single game, has Nicola Dominicovic. So an impact player clearly for the Canterbury United pride. Lily Bray started the last game, but hasn't had a lot of opportunity other than that. Mainly, again, used from the bench. So Alana Gunn with the opportunity to expose some of her players to a few more minutes than perhaps they might have had this game been a bit closer. It's Kate Taylor for the pride, cut out by Dugan. Rennie in the action again. Dugan, though, did well to get back and get her body in the right position. There's Kondo, committed to try and passing this out. Capital haven't been able to do so because Rennie is in the way. Plenty forward for the pride. Ball towards the far post. Is it going to sit up over there? It won't, and Capital with a chance through Dugan to try and get it away. She's set upon by Rennie, though. Good tackle in the middle of the park by Wilfred Carroll. Off on the run is Olsen. Doesn't stay in for Danny Olsen. So as we wind towards the final quarter of this game, Capital still looking for some sort of consolation out of the contest. Barrett still battling away, as is Wilfred Carroll. Does well to take that one away from Bray. Kondo looking for Mickey Robertson. Doesn't find its way past Herman Watt. Robertson, though, battling away well. Wilfred Carroll with a chance perhaps to set Olsen off on a run. What's Danny Olsen got over here? She's faced by Emma Clark. Looking for a teammate she couldn't find. And then the foul by Wilfred Carroll. Easy one for the referee to adjudicate on there. The foul on Kate Taylor by Charlotte Wilfred Carroll. So I guess after today then, the Capital side do their reviews and start to think about what might happen next year. It must seem an awfully long way away when your season finishes and you've got all these months to try and plan. Does it feel like the nucleus of a team? Do you feel like most of these players will be back for the next season?
Yeah, I'd hope so. I think it's been pretty solid over the last couple of seasons.
Well, hold that thought, because here comes Gabby Rennie again, faced by a couple of would-be defenders, inside, outside, still there for Rennie. Into the area, Nicholson looking for a brace, goes down in the area, referee says no problem with that. And Capital will manage to clear their lines through Wilfred Carroll, Robertson and Ward still battling away up top, but once again no change for them. There's Bray, Wilfred Carroll again takes it off her. Now here's Kaylee Ward, has she got an opportunity to get past her defender? She can't. Really good defending there by Lake. Still there for Ward, not a lot of support for her though, and it's now Clark coming across and taking it off Kaylee Ward momentarily. Back to Charlotte Wilfred Carroll. Where's her option? It's there for Kondo. Errington. Kondo again. Where's the cohesiveness going to come from for Capital? Gemma Robertson. And it all breaks down. So you were talking about this Capital side. You expect most to be back next season?
Yeah, it's obviously difficult because they go away to their winter clubs and things are going to change. You don't know what sort of seasons they're going to have, form-wise, injury-wise. But I think there is the nucleus of a decent squad. It's been a decent season, regardless of the result today. I think they've been very competitive. So hopefully, depending on who's coaching, I would imagine it's Maya again. I think she's done a really good job this year. And if she gets the job again, I expect them to push on next season. A lot of young players have made their debuts this year. You had a little bit of experience. They've not had Anna Green for most of the season. If you can get her back in fully fit, I think that will make a massive difference.
Here's Kondo looking to try and set something up for Capital again. Wilfred Carroll back to Dugan. Short passing down this left-hand side now as Wilfred Carroll gives it back to Olsen. But coming across, Lily Bray, the fresh legs of the Pride substitute, snuffing that one out. Still in attacking position though for the Golden Blacks. Wilfred Carroll gets it from Dugan. First time ball into the area. Cleared away though, and Eleanor Firth for the Pride plants it forward. They haven't been helped by injuries today, of course, Capital, though they have been defenders rather than those who might make an impact further forward. We saw Ellen Phibbs limp off late in the first half. Her replacement, Sarah Alder, also had to be replaced through injury. Tui Dugan back defending. It hasn't quite fallen the way of Kaylee Ward today, the Golden Boot leader still with half a dozen goals. So Gabby Rennie up to 5 now, and we'll have the opportunity to add to that total over the next couple of weeks by the looks of things. Be nice to see Capital score a goal at least to give them some consolation at the end of this game and what will be now the end of their season. Overall standard from what you've seen, IFE, not just today, but in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership, you've been impressed with what you've seen?
Yeah, look, I'm a big advocate for women's football. I've worked in it for a number of seasons now and really enjoy doing so. But I think this is the standards getting better year on year. The only dark spot I think is the fact that they don't get to go round again for a second round.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams are just getting into their groove, and unfortunately the season finishes. So one thing I think that has to happen next season is a double round at least. Six games is not enough to really even get started. So, fair play to all of these women that have put in a shift and got to this stage already.
Yeah, we've got another team being added next year, haven't we? So it'll become an 8-team league, but you'd like that to be a 14-week competition, wouldn't you? Maybe with the semis and a final. I mean, why shouldn't it be? There's no reason it shouldn't be.
There's players that need to play more minutes, and again, if we're really going to have a shake-up at this World Cup, we want our best players that are here playing as many minutes as possible whilst trying to stay clear of injury. And I think 6 round is just not sufficient. So it's great that we've got a competition, but let's make it as good as it can possibly be.
Yep, here, absolutely, yeah. So the change to the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership next year will bring an 8th team in. We are yet to find out the format, and you'd have to hope that it would be a double round situation. We all know about the changes to the men's competition that are coming as well. Here's Mickey Robertson. What can she create down the right? She's got Herman Watt over there trying to halt her progress. Tenaciously battling away, Mickey Robertson, as is usually her style. Wins the throw. Capital searching for the goal. Herman Watt away from Ward. Wind still blowing at the backs of the red and blacks in the second half. Maya Vink up off her bench, just issuing instructions. She'll realise now, of course, the game is gone, but still looking for some late joy for her side. Georgia Candy's clearance not quite where she hoped it would go. Rennie looks to set up Bray. Lily Bray forced a little bit wide by that pass. Olsen across and does well. Danny Olsen to dispossess Lily Bray. It's a good play by Danny Olsen. Has she got that ball away, or is Clark going to nip in? Emma Clark is there. Can she get across, and it might get away from her? Has it? No, she's done well, Emma Clark, and has won her side a corner. Good tenacity from Emma Clark, the substitute for the Pride. So again, the visitors have thrown plenty of bodies forward as Nicholson delivers. Cleared away, and now the shot from Lily Bray. Her eyes lit up as that one sat up. Actually quite a nice bounce for her, but just leaning back at the wrong moment, I guess. I've done that a number of times. Head down, though, right? Head down is the right option there, right?
Yeah, join the club on doing that a number of times. Your eyes light up as it bounces towards you and you think, I'm going to volley this straight in the top corner. And she'd probably like that one back again. But getting in a good position, it's about missing chances from there. You know what I mean? You've got to be getting into the box and having the opportunity to miss. So they've been doing it well. Here we go again.
Right, Mickey Robertson with real estate to work with. Only Olsen forward. Mickey Robertson in on goal. Can she score the first one for Capital today? No is the answer, but she has won her side a corner, and the express pace of Mickey Robertson was just so plain to see there. I think you're right. I don't think there's anyone in the league who stays with her over 30 metres.
Yeah, definitely. Lightning quick. I think she was almost too quick for her teammates there. She was looking up to try and find a pass, and it was only Danny Olsen in the middle that was well marked. So trying to get bodies in the box. Again, we've talked about that a number of times today, but I think that's something that they need to do. But I think Mickey has toured away brilliantly today.
Foyle with a punch away. Olsen takes the touch and then looks to fire one in. Similar sort of position from where Wynnum scored in the first half, but radar off for Danny Olsen. I wonder whether maybe the first time effort might have been the option there, but then into the wind you just never know, I guess. But you're right about Mickey Robertson. She's probably been the standout today, I would say, for Capital. She hasn't stopped trying. Still deep into the game. She's chasing hard, as is Kaylee Ward, and gets the ball in. So it's not through a lack of trying, particularly from Mickey Robertson and Kaylee Ward. Things just haven't quite gone their way.
I think you can say that about the whole team. I think, you know, as a coach, you'll come away from it and probably look and say, you know, we weren't quite good enough today. But if you're looking at the levels of effort, they've not stopped. And, you know, 4-0 down against a side like this is very, very difficult. And they've toured away, you know, all game long. So fair play to them for that. Sticking with it.
Just keep an eye on Charlotte Wilford-Carroll there. She went down with a bit of a cry of anguish, but she's back on her feet and running freely enough, so that's good news for Charlotte Wilford-Carroll. Now here's some pace from Gabby Rennie as she looks to get away from Kondo. Good run from Rennie. Now can she square it to a teammate? And behind it goes. Player had made the run towards the near post. Is that Dominikovic running towards the near post, squared back by Rennie. Direction just a little bit off from Nikola Dominikovic. But once again, the value of pace is shown. We've seen it from Robertson. We've seen it from Rennie. There's Gemma Robertson looking to play one forward towards her sister. And Kaylee Ward has been penalised there for a foul before Mickey Robertson could burst onto the loose ball. The referee wants to have a quick word to Kaylee Ward, who I think was querying the decision. Referee's been good today. Haven't had too many complaints about the way he's controlled the game, he and his ARs.
Yeah, I think he made the right decision with the pen. You want him to get the big decisions right. Sorry, hold on there. Right, carry on. Yeah, I think he's made the right decision on the pen, and I think it's nice when you don't notice them and you're not having to talk about them too much, to be honest. And I think both ARs and the ref have had a great game today.
Yep, they've contributed to the occasion for sure. And you did right. I mean, I think the penalty was a pretty easy one to give, though, wasn't it? I think you and I sort of on first look thought, yep, that's a spotty, and nothing on the replay showed us anything different. Whitney Hepburn still working hard at the base of the Pride midfield. Good run here by Errington. Nice run by Helena Errington. And then the reverse pass into the path of Kaylee Ward. You could see what she was trying to do. Nice little piece of skill from Helena Errington.
Yeah, she looks like a tidy player. I think she moves a little bit similar to Alyssa Wynnum, actually. Very light on her feet, and there's not much of her, but she moves really well. And that was a really nice reverse pass. And I think if Kaylee Ward had gone a step earlier, she might have made that there.
Brittany Lee Nicholson still chasing hard deep into this one. Gilchrist there ahead of her. Once again, Capital start the process of passing it out from the back through Barrett and now Gemma Robertson. Here is Errington, happy enough to get the ball with players around her and give the pass back. Not quite what Gemma Robertson was after there. Another sub coming now for Capital. We're going to see Nia Blackham into the game, and she's going to take the place of captain Katie Barrett by the looks of it. So that's the end of game number 50 for Katie Barrett, who deserves to get some applause as she comes off in game number 50. A milestone match for her, and she does get some warm and generous applause from the crowd. She said this week she didn't know what would happen beyond this week. She just hoped this season would carry on. That's not going to be the case now. And for Katie Barrett, who knows what the future holds, but she's been a great servant for Capital Football, and one thing you know you're going to get from her is 100% every week.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll probably look back on this. It wasn't her greatest game, but you know what you're going to get. Absolutely, you're right there. She gives 100% every game, and you know she's been at the base of that midfield, and she's put in tackle after tackle after tackle, tried to drive her team forward, and you know you're going to get that from her every week.
So Nia Blackham into the game in 21 for Capital. Another one out of the Wellington United club. They seem to have provided a lot of players into this Capital squad, and why not when they were so good in the W League during the winter. Pride still going, looking for a 5th goal. Rennie still with energy to chase after this one. Look at that burst of speed from Gabby Rennie. She's going to try and get something. In fact, she might even get the cross in there, Gabby Rennie. She gets away from Dugan, does she? Goes down. Corner results. So Tui Dugan must have got a little bit of the ball there, right?
Oh, I'm not so sure. I thought that was a penalty, to be fair. And Tui's one of my players, so I'm definitely biased. But she did well to battle back. But I did think Gabby Rennie had a front position there, and it did look like a foul. But I'll have to have a little look at that one again.
All right. Well, the corner is the result of the tackle, which we'll call it at this stage, which Nicholson has gone across to take. Once again, the delivery's good, and she'll get another opportunity with Dugan heading this one behind. Yeah, once again, the pace on display from Gabby Rennie. But you're right, Tui Dugan did well to keep up with her and to make it difficult for her. It's like a little bit of a set move opportunity here for the Pride, with Lily Bray going across to join Nicholson. Nicholson off the less favoured left foot, but it might find its way to Hepburn. And I think Capital are just about going to be able to clear this one away. Wilfred Carroll takes it away from Bray and gets it safely away. Still there, though, for Brittany Lee Nicholson. Not now, though. Dugan's going to combine with Kondo and now Hope Gilchrist. They're going to try and pass this out. They haven't been able to. Another opportunity to make it 5 for Canterbury United. And attacked away by Gilchrist. So some nervous moments at the back there for Capital, but they do manage to avoid the infliction of any further damage. Here comes Olsen now through the middle. Ward's over on the far side. Goes down. Was that a foul? No, just a coming together. And a good tackle by Rebecca Lake. Now Kaylee Ward's gone across and put in an also fair tackle. The frustration perhaps boiling over there a bit. Another sub coming. And this is an appearance for Annalie Longo into the game. What a player she's been for the Canterbury United Pride and for the Football Ferns. 123 caps, 6th most capped football fern of all time. 15 goals. Just a 29-year-old off to the Melbourne Victory for the upcoming W League. Absolute standout as far as women's football is concerned in this country. Ward with the shot, which hits the crossbar. Robertson's there. She's still there. She doesn't realise the ball's there. Mickey Robertson. Wilfred Carroll now on the left foot. Still there for Charlotte. Wilfred Carroll tries the back heel, and it all fizzles out with Hepburn getting it away. But Kaylee Ward's shot, well, it looked like it might clear the crossbar. It banged into it.
Yeah, Kaylee Ward's luck, I think, today. I mean, she's been excellent. Worked so hard, and I don't think they could stay out there for 2 days, it looks like, and they're not going to get a goal, unfortunately. It's nice to see them still having a go at this late stage.
Indeed it is. That ball's gone over the sideline, so it will be a throw. So bench is completely cleared now for these two sides. Here is Annalie Longo. She's set upon, but manages to get away from the attentions of a couple of players. Yeah, what a player she's been. I think they call her Flea, don't they? Little Annalie Longo, and she's probably a bit like that to play against. She'd be annoying. She'd always be at you. Yeah, she's been just a wonderful servant and still has plenty to give at only 29. Here she is now on the ball, Annalie Longo. Looking to combine with Rennie, doesn't. Skill in the corner from Annalie Longo again. She's another one who's played a lot of football with the boys growing up and even at senior level as well. And you can just tell the way she moves with the ball at feet and off the ball as well. What a good player she is. Clark coming forward as the Pride look to find a 5th goal. Capital have done well to keep it at 4 for most of the second half. The 4th goal went in just after half time from Gabby Rennie, the deflected goal that left Georgia Candy helpless. Here's Mickey Robertson down the left. And off on a run, and looking for it was the ever-present Kaylee Ward. There's going to be a change at goalkeeper, is there? And have an opportunity for Capital Reserve goalkeeper Molly Simons to get a bit of action. She hasn't had any this season, so maybe that's just a chance for her to get on the pitch. She might not get the opportunity just now with Clark now. Ball in towards Georgia Candy, and she comes out and grabs it okay. I think that was what was happening over there. I saw Molly Simons, the reserve goalkeeper, summons. She's got her gloves on. I think that's what we're going to see. So Maya Vink giving a young second choice goalkeeper an opportunity to get some minutes this season. Wilfred Carroll still battling, still looking for Kaylee Ward, who will never stop running. Robertson's outside her, but she can't quite get the angle. Wilfred Carroll might though, and now Robertson's off on a run. Is this the moment for Capital to find a consolation? In towards Olsen. I thought Mickey Robertson might have kept going.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's passed that. I mean, she's worked so hard today to get an opportunity. I think she could have cut inside and you know, get her shot off. I don't think anybody would have had a complaint with her taking that opportunity there. I don't think Danny Olsen read the script either. She didn't look ready for the pass from Mickey.
Yeah, she may not have been expecting it either. Longo with the shot towards Candy, which is easily dealt with by Georgia Candy. Gemma Robertson battling away over there with Nicola Dominikovic. Pride earner throw, and we are going to see that change now, and it is going to be a debut this season for Molly Simons, the reserve goalkeeper, another one out of Wellington United, and Georgia Candy, who has played every minute of the season so far, takes a break, and Molly Simons on for what I believe to be a debut for Capital, so a nice moment for the young goalkeeper out of Wellington United for the final few minutes here today. Georgia Candy doesn't look entirely pleased with it, but I guess you never like coming off, do you? There's Longo now enjoying her time out there. Must be quite nice coming on at 4-0 up. Hepburn can't find her with the pass. Olsen now looks up, sees Ward ahead of her. Robertson's off on a run. Can Danny Olsen find the pass? Unfortunately, the answer is no from a Capital point of view. Canterbury United have managed this game well, haven't they? They went ahead, they've stayed ahead, they've seen out the second half, they've psyched up everything that Capital have thrown at them.
Yeah, they've been great. They're a very well drilled side. You can see that they've been together for a long time, and you know, when you're bringing on players off the bench like Annalie Longo, you know you've got pretty good squad depth as well. So it was always going to be a difficult day for Capital Football, but they've worked very hard and have got plenty to work on going forward. I still think they're going to be a good side over these next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they may well look back on this season as one where things didn't go the way they hoped at the end, but they made some good progress during, and players were developed.
Yeah, definitely. And again, you know, looking to the future, bringing on young Molly in goal. You never know what's going to happen over the winter. Hopefully Georgia Candy's back, but if you can get minutes under the belt for players like that, it will stand them in good stead going into next season.
So Canterbury United Pride can now start thinking about next week when they, as we've mentioned a couple of times, welcome the Northern Lights to Christchurch. Ball now through to Mickey Robertson. Now she's away from Clark. Is this the moment for Mickey Robertson? Clark gets back and halts her progress. Now Kaylee Ward. And over it goes from Kaylee Ward. I think you're right, Ify. They could stay out there till dinner time and it probably wouldn't happen for them.
Yeah, no, very unlucky there. Tough against the wind. I think Mickey Robertson was being held back there. I think she was a little honest. I think players a little less honest, probably including myself, might have taken a little fall there and been looking for the penalty kick. But very honest, gets the ball to Kaylee Ward and Kaylee's unlucky with the shot that just goes over the bar.
So the remaining games this weekend, tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Southern Waibop and Dunedin. We've got that on Sky Sport Next for you, and Northern Central at QBE tomorrow at 1. You can follow those on exactly the same platform that you're watching this game on. It's been a great pleasure to bring it to you from Petone Memorial Park today as Capital bid farewell to the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership season. Can they do it with a goal near the end? Longo's going to make it difficult for Capital to get anything out of this game. Battling away there with Blackham. Fourth official alerts us that there'll be a minimum of 3 extra minutes at the end of this one, which we are into now. Molly Simons with her first involvement, the reserve goalkeeper. She'll enjoy the touch of the ball on her feet, no doubt. Looks fairly happy to have the ball at her feet. They all have to be these days, don't they? Gone are the days when goalkeepers didn't really have to worry too much about that sort of thing. They're all players now. She might have some work to do in a goalkeeping sense here as well, and does it well. Molly Simons, that'll give her a bit of confidence. She comes off the bench, which is unusual for a goalkeeper, and makes a nice tidy save.
Yeah, it's nice to get one that's pretty straightforward. It's a save that she should make, and she handled it very well. She's looked pretty tidy with her feet as well, like you said, and doesn't mind stepping out to the edge of her box and playing passes into the midfield, which is always a bonus.
Time running out now for Capital to find anything here. Tui Dugan plants it forward, looking for Robertson. They'll win a throw. Will Capital. Kaylee Ward still running. Mickey Robertson still running. Tui Dugan still involved. As you said a couple of times, Ivy, the effort's always been there. It's been 100%, but they've just been beaten today by a better side, have Capital, and I'm sure they'll fully accept that at full time. The Pride perhaps with one final opportunity. Well, that's a bit far ahead, and no problem for Molly Simons coming out of her box there. Confident pass into midfield to Blackham. So, yeah, it's good to see her get the ball at her feet. A proud day for her, no doubt, and for her family as well. There's Dugan, who's been a tireless worker as well for Capital, and gets the lungs going one more time. Looks up, sees Robertson out towards the left. Can she find a pass? Tui Dugan runs with the ball in towards Kaylee Ward. This could be the moment for Kaylee Ward. And it's gone wide. Well, that probably just about sums it up for Kaylee Ward and for Capital today. It just has not gone their way in front of goal.
A brilliant break from Tui Dugan out from left wing back all the way across the pitch, waited to pick out a pass. Again, great movement from Kaylee Ward. I think her movement's been sensational today. Unfortunately, just couldn't find the finish to match. But again, I've been really impressed with Kaylee Ward all season long, and I don't think she'll quite hold on for the Golden Boot this year. But certainly, I hope she's somebody that's back in Capital colours next year. She's been great.
Yeah, I think they'll be doing everything they can to hold on to her. Half a dozen goals this season. Another tireless worker today, not able to add to her tally. And I think you're right, someone like Gabby Rennie may well go past her, but she's certainly contributed to this Capital team season, her first in the Gold and Black, and her opportunity at the northern end of Petone Memorial Park might be the last one as we tick towards the end of the 3 minutes. Watch is being checked by fourth official, by assistant referees. Hang on, here's Annalie Longo. She might have something to say here. Annalie Longo, off the line it is. Well, it's good last-ditch defending there by Hope Gilchrist, as it looked as though Annalie Longo would make it 5. She still might. She's battling away, Annalie Longo. She loves it out there. But that will be the last action. So the 5th goal not forthcoming for the Canterbury United Pride. But it does not matter because they have put in a 5-star performance today. From the very start, they came to Wellington and took control of this game. Scored early on through Brittany Lee Nicholson. Added to that with Rebecca Lake's penalty before the half hour. The excellent Alyssa Wynnum with a goal just before the break to make it 3-0. And then Gabby Rennie making it 4 just after half time. Capital Football played their part, but it just did not fall for them in front of goal today. And their season comes to an end here at Memorial Park today. They now cannot be participants in the grand final. Canterbury United Pride look every inch a side that will play in the grand final. They've impressed us both, I think, Ify.
Yeah, I think they've been excellent. I'll be really surprised if they don't make the grand final. It's going to take a very well-drilled team to stop them going again. I think for the three-time champions. I expect them to pick it up. It'll be a good final. Hopefully it's Auckland there. I'm not biased, but I think Auckland have been the best side. Auckland beat them 4-1 earlier in the season, but I do think Canterbury are a different side to the team that came out that day. So I expect it to be fireworks on the day and something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to indeed. It's been great to have you alongside. Ify, thanks for taking the trip over the hill. You can go and get on with the rest of your very busy weekend now. The two teams come together, congratulate and commiserate in equal measure, but it has been the Canterbury United Pride who have been far too good today and have looked every inch a championship side, and one which may well add another title to their bulging trophy cabinet in a couple of weeks' time. Goals to Nicholson, Lake, Wynnum and Rennie today have Canterbury United Pride as very comfortable winners. Final score here at Petone Memorial Park, Capital 0, Canterbury United Pride 4.